Vern, how are you? Thank you for coming. Can you hear me, Vern? Turn my TV down. It's 8 o'clock. I can't get my myself started on stuff. Thank you for sharing me out. Crystal. Hey boo, thank you for coming. I'm gonna just wait to see if a couple more people are gonna join and then I'm gonna just get into my topic. So, what my plan is to go live every day this month. My own little March Madness, but I don't know how that's gonna work out, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. The lives won't be long, but I'm gonna try to go live every day. Probably won't be this late because it's 8 o'clock here, so I know it's like 11 and 10 and 11 where y'all are. Um, so I'm gonna try to get on before it's late everywhere. I'm just sitting here folding some napkins to put in the bathroom. Um, since Roro came around, it's good to have napkins in the restroom instead of a hand towel. Cause we don't have company, but you know, I'm doing all right. I am doing all right. How you been, Crystal? Yeah, I'm just folding paper napkins because if I don't, my roommates, i.e., my sons, they'll grab a handful and and they go through them too quick. So I'm like, let me just make it easy for them to just grab one or two, not 6 or 7 at a time. You know, they do. They're men and they do the most. Now I'm really tripping this year on the fact that my son is gonna be 26 this year. And I'm tripping on that, y'all. Like I'm really kind of like wow, my son is going to be 26. I cannot believe that. Shay, how you doing, Shay? Shay, I was thinking about you today and I got busy at work, but I meant to text you and see how you were doing. Wow. See, but I'm really tripping. Like I can't believe that my son is going to be 26. I'm really Yeah, yeah. It is. It is, Shay. I definitely can relate. Um it is. But you know what I started doing? And I only started doing this because you said I have one of those also. Is it buffering? Am I buffering? Vern, you got what? Your sons? A 30-year-old? Yeah. I'm just tripping on the fact that he's gonna be 26. Um, I kind of grew up with him because he was my firstborn. I had him at 19. So, oh, your daughter. Okay, cool. I don't know. YouTube don't want me to be great. See, every time I plan to do something, YouTube be trying to shut me down. But anyways, um, what was I saying? Oh, I started journaling, y'all. I started journaling. My other one is 18. He gonna be 19 this year. I and I, y'all, and the crazy thing is I swear he just turned 18, and then I'm like, wow, he's getting ready. He's gonna be 19. It's yeah, I'm tripping. Um, yeah, I'm thinking about a lot of things this year. And this time of year is hard for me because this is the time of year, and you know how Facebook give you those reminders or the memories. Well, today I got the memory, mom, because today was the day that my mom had her surgery, that she had the open heart surgery, and it's just this whole month is like hard for me. Hey TT, hey Denise, welcome. Thank you for coming. But yeah, I started journaling, and that has been helping me to kind of like put my thoughts, just to write down what I'm thinking, write down my goals. I'm not into vision boards and all that kind of stuff, but I do like to, I did find it helpful to write down things that I want to do. So that's been helping me. But my topic. So y'all, yeah, I'm all right, but it's hard. But it's crazy how things can just hit you in such a weird way. You don't even really think about, you don't even really know why you're feeling a certain way, if y'all get what I'm saying. Like you don't even really realize it until you look at the calendar or you see a memory or something, and it's like, wow. Like it just, it kind of shook me a little bit, but I'm okay. I'm not gonna cry. I said I wasn't gonna be on YouTube boohooing, because some people like to see you crying, like to see you sad. Not y'all. I know y'all don't like to see me sad and stuff, but there's people that like to see other people cry, and so I'm not gonna give them the satisfaction of seeing me cry. But um, so the reason I picked the topic that I picked for today, and y'all, this is my the other thing that I want to do. I want to make sure that I have a topic to talk about during every live. Like I said, I'm gonna try to go live every day. Probably, I would say the live will be like half an hour, and it may go an hour because y'all know how I am. I'll say an hour, and then I look up and it's 2 hours later. But I kind of want to just keep them like to 30 minutes to an hour. Um, I'm really trying to get back comfortable in front of the camera again, because I recorded 2 videos and I swear I felt like I had just started doing YouTube again. But um yes, it's hard. Just think about the beautiful sweet memories. Yep, that's what I've been doing, Denise. But when you're an emotional person, which I think we all are as women, we're emotional, but um I just cry, and I'm like, I hate that, because I'm like, I had to stop crying. I'm like making my eyes puffy. Anyways, I want to make sure that I have a topic. But the reason I picked the topic that I picked today is because I just feel like, and this just stems from watching like TikTok, and I don't really be on TikTok like I used to. I don't make TikToks anymore. I haven't done a TikTok in forever. But this is just watching other people's videos and just, read through people's comments and stuff. Do you guys feel that kids are being exposed to too many things since the pandemic started? Because I'm really big on kids staying in their place. And and I think you missed it earlier. I was sending you hugs. But I'm real big on kids staying in a kid's place. That's really, I'm really and I see kids seeing things that I feel, and this is my own opinion, and I know everybody has an opinion, and I'm not a parenting expert. I've never called myself one, but I do feel that the way I was raised and the way I raised my kids versus how people are raising their kids now, it's kind of a trip to me because you hear kids saying stuff that kids shouldn't say, and you know they're saying it because they got it from their parents or whoever is watching them during the day. And I just feel like kids are being exposed to too many things. Kids should not be singing trap music, and I just don't feel like that's appropriate. Kids should not be they shouldn't be singing about the strip club and um you know broke boys don't get the kitty and all that. You can't, that is not for kids. I'm so sorry to tell y'all. That is not, kids should not be exposed to that kind of stuff. And people say, well, kids watch TV, they see stuff on TV, but as parents, so as parents, have we stopped censoring our small kids? That's what I want to know, because I know, Crystal, I know you have small kids. Um, Shay, I know all of yours are grown. Um, TT Kathy, I know you got the grandbabies. That's what they should do. That's how I was raised. Yeah, yeah. That's that's I just feel like it's too much. Go sit down. Who's saying that? Give me the bell. I know but that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's too much. Listen, when I was younger, my stepfather did allow or didn't. Hold on, didn't allow. Like when I tried to dance to church music. Crystal. She said she tried to dance to church music. Crystal, you crazy. Hey, Cajun, welcome. Thank you for coming. It didn't just start. When I was growing up, we couldn't sit in a room of grown ups and listen to their conversations. The music I heard one of my grandsons last month made me cringe. I hate it. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. I know for me, if I was wherever I was, if it was grown people around, I was told to go play. Get out of here. Go in your room or go outside, go play. Exactly. That's right. It was none of that. It was none of that. I wasn't allowed to stand up and try to pop my butt and um, try to shimmy some breasts that I didn't have at 5 and 6 years old. My mama would have broke my spine. So it wasn't allowed. You could dance to music that you were supposed to dance to, but you wasn't allowed to be doing the dancing that these kids is doing. And the lyrics, like, now listen, I'm not saying that the songs that were made back in the day weren't nasty, because it was some nasty songs, but I wasn't allowed to sing the lyrics to them, and I better acted like I didn't even hear those lyrics. But kids now, they singing the lyrics, they just, it's a lot, and I'm just like, wow. Why does a 14-year-old need to hear rub you down, suck you up? Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's, even though I may have snuck and listened to certain kind of music as a teenager or preteen, I knew better than to do it in front of my mama, because I would have got a whooping. I knew better. Some parents are trying to be their children's friend. I am not your friend. Right. I ain't one of your little friends. You know how you can feel the Holy Ghost and just start moving. Nope. No, dad didn't like that. We had to stand at attention while he was around. I understand. I heard a little girl singing WAP the other day. Girl, Shay, you and me both. And I was like, wait, is she, mm-mm. What does she even know about that? Like, and know every word of, and yeah, know every word of the song, but can't do their schoolwork. They don't know, they can't get their schoolwork done, but they can they know the whole Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B newest songs. They know all of that. but can't get their work done. And it's like, I just feel like parents are allowing their kids to be exposed to too much. And grown people's conversations are not for kids. And I seen a YouTuber bring up something that had happened between him and another YouTuber to some kids. And I felt like that was inappropriate. And of course, I commented because I can do what I want to do. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't. So I left a comment, and somebody commented and said, well, if you don't like it, don't watch. Do you know them? I don't have to know them to know that you shouldn't be talking about something that happened between you and another grown person with a kid. That's common sense. And I feel like these days, when common sense was being handed out, a lot of people must have went on break, or they wasn't in that line. They was in the wrong line. They didn't get it. My children better not dance till it's up and it's stuck. Girl, listen, these women are doing the dance with their kids. And it's just like, I, I just, it just makes me feel some type of way. It's like, that's not for kids. You're exposing your kid to something that they don't even know nothing about. It just doesn't even make sense. It's like, I can't do it. I can't. You should have flagged them. Like, no, no, I wouldn't do it. I won't flag nobody. That's the problem. They don't have yeah, they don't. They have no common sense. I won't, because I like him. I like him. I think he's a cool guy, but I just think sometimes people need to think before they say things. Um, but it's just, I just think right now, kids, because kids are home. A lot of kids are not, they're not doing the hybrid learning. They're at home still. And I get it. But it's like, okay, you may have had one routine that you had when your kids were in school, but we've been in this pandemic a year now. The 13th of this month will be a whole year that I've been working from home. So we have to kind of say, okay, I got to change my routine up because my kids are at home. I don't have to, because my kids are grown. So I can't tell them what they should and shouldn't listen to, as long as they don't turn it up and it offends me. Because then I'm going to be like, you going to turn it off or you gone. Like, I don't want to hear that. But with small kids, I think you just have to change up your routine. Like, oh, you did, Denise? Yeah, I didn't care for that, and I like him, but I didn't like that, and I left a comment and said so. And I don't care who don't like it, because that's, to me, that's exposing kids to something they don't even know nothing about, and they don't need to be put in that. Why do kids need to be put in grown people's conversations and things like that? I can remember being a kid and trying to bring up something that I heard them talking about, and got backhanded right in the mouth. The hood table, welcome. Thank you for coming. And got backhanded right in the mouth. My mama was not playing with me. And see, the reason why she did that, because she never would hit me in the face. She never did that. But that day, I had been really trying her with the mouth, because y'all, my auntie know I had a mouth. Um, I always been one to kind of say whatever hit my mind I wanted to say. I would say it. The filter wasn't real good. Um, but she had it with me that day. And so and so said, and she went pop. So I was gone, because I got what I was trying to get all day. Yeah, CTT, you marked me. See what you did? You got me hit. But I knew better, because it wasn't allowed. You were not allowed to talk what you heard. But kids now, these kids be all in every conversation, everything that's happening, they have an opinion on it. And that comes from grown people sitting up talking in front of them. And I just feel like people ain't censoring their kids no more. The kids are not being censored anymore. They just being allowed to say and do whatever they want to do. And the problem is that okay, when they go back to school, when when this goes away or the numbers start going down and the kids go back to school, that's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. I done popped a couple of mouths or two with my son. I know, right? Listen, you and me both. I had no problem with slapping them lips. You get too smart, I'm coming for you. Like, no, that wasn't it wasn't allowed. I wasn't allowed to do it, and so I didn't allow them to do it. And just because they boys don't mean that they didn't try to talk what they heard and got pinched. And at that moment, you knew you effed up, right? Yeah, I did. I got, and it, and it was one of those slaps where it hurt, but it hurt your feelings more than it caused you pain. my feelings, my feelings was so hurt. Like, I can't believe she slapped me in the mouth. She didn't see me no more for the rest of the day until dinner time when she made me come eat. Texting me, please. Yeah, but I just feel like kids are being overexposed to certain things. And listen, none of us are perfect. We're all imperfect. But I just feel like when it comes to kids, we got to get back to letting them be kids. Let them be kids. Why do they have to be grown? They gonna get there fast enough, and it ain't easy being grown. I wish I was a kid. Who is this April? Hey, welcome. Thank you for coming. Welcome to Angel Lives. I just got two sons, and trust they learned early on that mama ain't playing with no kids, especially her own. They are 24 and 20 now, and the most respectful young men. And that's how they supposed to be. Mine are 18 and 26. So yeah, they know. They know better than to play. It was a look for me. I didn't even really have to say too much to my kids because it was that look. I learned that from my mama. I learned that look. You give them that look, they know. Get it together, because she gonna get you together if you don't. But I just feel like people just think it's okay, like because people laugh at everything, and everything is not funny. Like kids spitting at their parents and stuff. You will lose your lips spitting at me. Like I don't think it's funny. Man, Crystal, my mama could look at you so cold. Woo, she could look at you and make you feel like you was 2 inches tall. But you knew that when you got that look, you did something to deserve it. And you knew if you didn't get it together after you got that look, she was going to get you together. And that's what my kids knew. My 20-year-old is a full time college student, still living at home. And that look still gets him in line, right? Both of mine still with me. They still at home. And I'm fine with that. Thank you, lips, teeth, and possibly tongue, right? Oh, I deleted somebody's message by accident. You did? I didn't see it. I didn't see it on my end. Uh, y'all remember when was y'all in my live that time when somebody got blocked by mistake? It was a lady. She used to come to my live sometimes, and somebody blocked her. And I think I had been drinking. I don't know, but it was I was laughing. I was cracking up because she didn't understand that it was done by accident, that it wasn't done on purpose. And I was cracking up, and I felt so bad because I couldn't stop laughing. I don't know who did that, but we've all done that before as moderators. Blocked somebody or deleted a comment or timed somebody out. Like, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. That's why I was glad when people stopped making me a mod because sometimes I just wasn't paying attention. I didn't want my 24-year-old to move out. I love them both to death, but him and his girlfriend have a baby on the way. So they got their own place. Otherwise, he'd still be living at home as well. Yeah, I know. I understand. I wouldn't, I'm not. I mean, sometimes they get on my nerves, and I'd be like, ooh, child, if I lived by myself, I wouldn't have to deal with this. But then it's like, I would be worried. So, you know, if we were allowed to discipline the way we disciplined back in the day, we wouldn't have all these kids acting crazy nowadays. Listen, I never let the threat of CPS or any of that stop me from getting in somebody's butt if I needed to. Because here's the thing, you can call the police, call them. You gonna need them. You might want to tell them to send the paramedics. If you gonna call the police on me, go ahead. And don't think they didn't say it, but I said, okay, do it. But you should tell them to send medical as well. Like, don't threaten me, cause it ain't gonna matter to me. But you have some parents that are afraid of that. They are afraid of their kids going to the school telling or calling CPS. Look, CPS can come if they want to. They're gonna see that ain't nobody abusing you. Yeah, they are. They hitting the parents. They fighting their parents, and it's like that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. It can be said. It can be said yet exciting when they are ready to leave the nest. I always have their back though, and I'm looking forward to my first grandbaby in May. Oh yeah, that's exciting. Although I know with my sons, I don't want them having no babies until they're good and ready to get married and do it the right way. And don't make no babies thinking you gonna bring them to me, cause I I am not really ready to be grandma yet. Like I'm just not. I don't bake. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But I just, I want them to make sure they're ready because it's a lot of responsibility raising kids. It's not easy. So I just want them to make sure they're ready for that, for what comes with that. You know, make sure you're ready for that. Don't just go out there and make a baby and then think you're gonna drop them off with me. We ain't doing that. Well, I know someone that used the belt and they now have a record. Yeah, I know it's happened. It's happened, but I was more or less like, whatever. I'll go to court because you don't live in my house and they're not gonna talk to me like they crazy and try to get buck with me either. So, it is what it is. Girl, I had a refrigerator magnet on my fridge when my children were growing up of the CPS hotline number. I was like, call them if you want to. oh, that's funny. I'm ready, but they aren't. I'm not. I'm not ready to be grandma yet. I ain't ready. I don't know. I'm not ready for that. And it's because I know they not ready. I know they not ready for that responsibility. So, when your kids are responsible. I know mine ain't. I know mine ain't. And I'm like, don't go make no baby time I didn't make me more responsible. Cause I know some people that tried that and they still ain't responsible. So don't do that. I can wait. I can wait. But I know I'll be happy when that day comes and I have grandkids. I know I'll be happy with it, but I just know they ain't. They act like babies. So they don't need no kids because they act like babies. Sometimes I look at them and think, I'm glad that you're here because some man, sometimes it's like that the elevator gets stuck. And I love them. They know I love them, but sometimes, ooh, they can act real dense. I want to spend my lunch break going home to get a belt, and then drove to my son's school. He was in second grade, and I spanked him in the bathroom with the line of kids, the teacher outside at a water fountain. Listen, I my oldest son didn't come home from school. He was in like seventh or eighth. I think it was eighth grade. I know it was middle school. And my mom had called me at work and was like, "Did Tavy call you?" And I said, "No, I haven't talked to him. Did he text you?" I said, "No." What's going on? Where is he? She said, "I don't know. He hasn't come home yet." Long story short, I left work because I worked at night then. I was working with swing shifts, so it was like 4:30 to 12. I went home and I tore him up and went back to work. But I had to. I had to get him because he made my mom panic. He made her panic. And I was like, "See, no, we ain't having that. You got her panicking. You got me at work worried. You won't do it again." And he didn't. He didn't. My mother said, "Are you crazy? You could have went to jail." And I said, "Don't." I said, "Don't bail me out because ain't nobody gonna tell me not to discipline my sons." And that's why they are who they are today. Exactly. And that's how I feel. You're not gonna tell me how to discipline my kids because you don't live in my house. The system don't live with us. You're gonna tell me I shouldn't discipline my kids, and then they go out there acting a fool, and the police is gonna discipline them or kill them. I would prefer that none of that happens. So let's just let me handle my household the way I handle it. And I think it's crazy that there are people who have been brought up on charges for whooping their kids and stuff. I think that's crazy. I really do. I think that's sad, and but it just lets you know the world that we living in. It lets you know that the world is nuts because it's so everything that is bad is good now. So I just feel like you just got to be the parent that you want to be, and you know what you're gonna take and what you're not gonna take. So you can take me to court if you want to. That was always how I felt. Like I don't care because they knew clown at school if you want to and let them call me because you already know when I get there. I don't care. You gonna get it at school acting up, and then I have to leave work to come to the school because you want to act the nutcase. Because I've had to do it before. My son flipped out in the third grade and he acted a whole fool. And don't think I didn't whoop him. They made me take him home though. And I was like, okay, perfect. All right. He'll be back tomorrow. Wore him out. I told the principal of West to leave her office, and I tore my daughter's behind up when she stepped out. She told the staff, no matter what you hear, ignore it. It was the fact that my kids knew I was from the streets and I was already a little ghetto and they knew it. I didn't care. That's why they never called the cops. So they knew I didn't care. Listen, my kids just knew from being raised in the house with my mother because my mama didn't care. She was gonna whoop you. She didn't care who had something to say about it. She was gonna get with you, and she didn't care. And see, I wasn't that kid that had my mama coming to the school because I already knew if I'd acted up and she had to come to the school, she was gonna get with me right there at the school. As I told y'all, my mama knocked me through a closet when I was 15. So she didn't care. The closet I could have died. She didn't care. She was gonna bring me back to life. My grandma and mama didn't play. I appreciate my butt whoopings today. It made me the woman I am today. Right. I ain't never been arrested and never been in jail. Cause the threat of violence from my mama made me act right. She did, TT. She knocked me through a closet. I was 15. Not before she branded me with the belt. I think I told y'all this story. She had a belt that had the Ford emblem on it. It was a leather belt, 100% pure leather belt. She had got it from the rodeo was here. And she used to work at the Flamingo. So one of the cowboys had left that belt for her, gave her that belt. She hit me so hard that I had Ford, the whole emblem in my thighs. In a couple places. That's how hard she hit me. She was pulling up meat. She was tired of me. She was tired of me. And I tried it. I will never sit here and say I was a good kid. I wasn't good. And as a teenager, I did some really questionable things. I did things that got me beat. So exactly. The Flamingo Hotel and Casino. Exactly. Wherever you act up, that's where I'm acting up. Whether it's the church or at the grocery store. Right? Girl, I got beat with the hot pan because I sucked my teeth. It told me to pick up the food. Ooh. Yeah, you got beat and had to clean it up. I done had that happen before too. Got, got shook up in the kitchen and was made to clean up. Yeah, she did. She hit me so hard. She was snatching meat. And I went to school the next day. And it's hot. It was summertime, almost summer. School was getting ready to get out. So I started acting up early and got beat. She told me up. But when she knocked me through that closet, though, she hit me in my chest. Y'all, she hit me in my chest so hard, I thought I was gone. I've been arrested, but I ain't never been in jail. I knew how far to go. I hated my mother's leather belt. My sisters and brothers used to hide the belt. My mother used to say, find the belt, or it's the extension cord. Ooh, see? Mm-mm. Or a switch. And y'all remember having to go get your own switch?
And it was the first grade for your information.
Well, it was something.
It was the first grade.
You talking about when you kicked the chair and threw the water? That was third grade.
It was first grade?
That was third.
What was it?
Yes, it
I was
was.
still at Cox.
It was third grade.
No.
Okay.
How you gonna tell me when I got
How you gonna tell me? And I'm the one that had to come to the school because you looked after the donkey.
She came to get me. She came to get me in the escort and you came home from work.
Okay.
Yeah. If you gonna tell the story to the world, you gotta tell the right story.
Yeah, okay. You was acting a donkey and got a whooping.
In the first
Long
grade,
story short.
First grade. Let them know I've been active since 01.
You think, yeah, okay. Yeah. That's why you got beat. Listen, it was the switch for us. Go get a switch. And if she had to go get the switch, she was going to make sure she brought back a whole tree. Like, this is ridiculous. She'd be sitting there braiding them switches, and I'm like, oh, Lord, she better kill me. Ever got a whooping getting out the bathtub, Lord? No. Lord have mercy. No. She never got me getting out the tub, thankfully. But she did get me outside getting wet, running in the front yard in the sprinklers. And that's when she made me get the switches. And she braided them together. Oh, my gosh. And I wanted to burn that tree down so bad, y'all. I wanted to burn that tree down because I was tired of that. I was tired of that. Like, why I gotta go get the weapon for you to whoop me with? Like, that's not right. It's not right. But eventually I learned to stop acting a fool. I learned. Stop being a cut up. Stop trying to be funny. Stop trying your mama. Cause you don't have that mama that's gonna play with you. So stop playing with her. Listen, she never got me getting out the tub, but like I said, she got me good running in the sprinklers. My mouth, y'all, my mouth was the problem. It was the problem. And it still is sometimes. It gets me in trouble. Because sometimes when I just get fed up with folks, I just have to tell them how I feel. And it don't always come out right. It don't always come out right. It come out wrong sometimes. But I just feel like we might want to get back to parenting how we were parented so that our kids can have some sense. Because these kids, I'm telling you, I don't watch so many videos sometimes and been thinking I would have slapped her into the middle of the next week. Like, that's unacceptable. It's one thing to play a prank, but it's another one to just be disruptive and silly after you done been told to sit down and you still acting up. Like, no. Mm-mm. My mama, if she wasn't having that. After she said go sit down and you didn't go, you was gonna get hit next. Them weeping willow switches were no joke on those. Man, that's what those were. They braided easy too. She would braid them things together. And my lord, my lord, she would tear me up. But I asked for it. And my sister and my sisters would tell me, "You better sit down. Mama gonna whoop you. You need to sit down because you're finna get a whooping." No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Really trying it. And she come in there like Zorro. She come in there like Zorro and put a Z on your back with a switch. I was so stubborn I wouldn't cry. But if I got put on punishment, that would hurt me worse. I know I cried. I would holler like I was being murdered. I was real dramatic with it too. So you ever had your head in the leg? Like, and just yes, I got one of them too. And I just thought that was cruel. Like, that's cruel. You could have killed me. But have y'all ever had that pinch where they do their fingers like this and catch all your meat on the back of your arm and twist it? That's horrible. Oh yeah, when you ran, it made it worse. I'm old fashioned. I speak twice. I notice the small one be trying me when I'm when I am live. After that live, I fix you up quick. He can stubborn when oh, he be trying you when you live, huh? I notice a lot of kids do that when with their parents on live. And I be thinking they know they gonna get a whooping when they finish. You gonna get in trouble. I was dramatic. I used to pray and ask God, why I'm a good kid. My mom used to say, shut up. I knew I wasn't a good kid though, Tasha. See, I knew. Because I used to do crazy stuff. I used to do stuff that just warranted a whooping. It did. And she got me. She was like, you gonna stop. You eventually gonna stop with this foolishness. You gonna stop. Now my daddy would try to save me from my mama. He would try. I told y'all how I stubbed my toe and she wanted to whoop me and he wouldn't let her. And then I stubbed my toe again, riding my bike with no shoes on. And I did it again and he couldn't stop her. He couldn't stop her. He tried, but you like my sister. He was so yeah, I was bad. I was yeah. I I did stuff that I knew I was gonna get in trouble for it, but I'll just take the whooping. And I was that like she would tell me don't do something, and it was just like you told me not to do it. I want to do just what you told me not to do. Only because you told me not to do it. So I'm gonna do it. Like I couldn't that's why I can't get mad at my kids for being stubborn because I was like that. But they know. And my oldest son, he was a bit of a try me type kid. And he still is. He grown, but he try me sometimes and I'll be like, listen, don't make me go up under that chin. Don't make me. But people, I see kids being so naughty that I just be like, wow, I would have got beat so bad for that. Would have got the whooping of my life. If I didn't cry, my mother would beat me until I cried. So sometimes I would just fake cry. Listen, I was not about to get beat more for not crying. I was going to cry as soon as she hit me. I would cry, like right off the bat. And I wouldn't just cry, I would scream. I was telling y'all, dramatic. Because I was going to scream and act like she shot me. Like I was crazy like that though. I was kind of crazy. But it's so cringy to me. It really does make me cringe when I see some of the stuff that people are allowing their kids to do and to say. And just like I said, I know there's pranks and there's jokes, but I feel like sometimes even that kind of stuff can go too far. And it's not necessarily funny depending on what's being said. I don't think it's cute for little kids to be cussing like sailors. Cause even though I know I cussed, I got a whooping for it, but it, it's not cute. It's not cute for little kids to do that. And some kids think it's funny because they get laughed at. Everything they say and they do, you laugh at them, they think it's cute. And then you out in public and get embarrassed. Kids will embarrass you. So it's like, well, if you get them together at home and stop them from doing certain stuff at home, maybe they won't do it in public. It's not it's not cute. It's really not. And just like I said, they'll get you in public and embarrass you. So it's like, well, you might want to not laugh at them and let them know that's not funny and that they not supposed to do that. But then you had the parents to say, well, they're just expressing themselves. Okay. All right. They're expressing themselves. And when they call you something they shouldn't call you or say something they shouldn't say in front of people and you get embarrassed, don't be embarrassed. Just remember they're expressing themselves. That's just how they express themselves. Don't get offended by it. But I just think we have to get back to being adults and make kids be kids, put them in their place. It's because they're gonna grow up. They're gonna grow up. So how we raise our kids is gonna determine what kind of adults they are most of the time. Don't even, I mean, listen, my kids, they've had their issues with certain things, but I would like to think that they've dealt with things in a way based on how they were raised when it comes to certain situations as well. Because I've had people tell me your sons are very respectful young men. Well, because they had to be. They weren't gonna be in the house with me and their grandmother being disrespectful. That wasn't gonna work. Cause she would have took them up out of here. So they knew, just like they know now. As adults, they know. My youngest son, yeah, he's tried me before with the mouth, but other than that, they know. He know how far to go with me. And it's hard. Parent having kids in this world is hard. I would never say it's easy. It is hard, and I understand that a lot of people are overwhelmed with their kids because they may have a lot of little ones, and I know that has to be overwhelming. I didn't have mine close together. I had mine like 8 years apart. But even still, at some point, because some of the stuff that people are having trouble with their kids, they cause it because they allow a lot of stupid stuff. I was a stubborn kid, so I would be up there acting all big and bad, like it wasn't hurting me. Not me. Mm-mm. I was gonna cry and cry for hours, because then I was trying to invoke sympathy, try to make her feel bad for whooping me. Like, that's all right, you whooping me now, but I'm gonna cry for a whole hour. So go on, hit me again, and I'm gonna cry for 2 hours. Like, that was just how my little silly mind worked when I was a kid. Like, oh, okay, okay, well, you gonna listen to me cry? And she be like, go in the room, keep crying. I'm gonna give you something to cry for. You already did. Yeah, no. Have you ever been somewhere and your kids saw another kid acting up, and they turned to you and said, "Man, if that was us, you would have beat our tail"? Yes. My kids have came home and said to me, "Mom, I was at my friend's house and he told his mom to shut up. You would have killed me." Absolutely. I'm glad you know. We've been out and about when they were smaller and they see, like you said, seeing kids acting up, and they be looking like, wow, if that was me, yeah, if that was you, you'd be plastered on this floor. Cause I don't play like that. And I mean, I had one friend growing up that was very disrespectful to her mother. Her mouth was out of line with her mother, okay? And she was black. They don't really, black mamas don't play like that. But her mama was real mild and calm. But my mama, if I had told my mama, you should just shut up and mind your own business, I wouldn't be here on YouTube talking to y'all, because she would have killed me. Shut up and mind my own business. She would have she would have slapped me into another dimension. I'd be still floating around out there. Like, shut up and my girl. We were looking at her like, wow, that's deep. You gonna say that to your mama? But she pressed her mama and pressed and kept pushing and pushing till one day she made her mama jump on her. And I kept telling her, you gonna keep on? You are gonna make your mama get with you. And that is exactly what happened. She made her mama get with her. Like, well, I tried to tell you. You better be glad it didn't happen back when it should have. Because the first time I told my mama to shut up and mind her own business, it would have been over. I would have been a done deal. You would be in the twilight zone for real, girl. Yes, I knew a different dimension. I'm telling you, she would have slapped the life out of me. Like, it. Shut up and mind your own business. Whoa. And we, mind you, we in the car. Her mom had picked us up from somewhere. She was taking us somewhere, and I don't know, but we was sitting in the back seat. Me and my other friend, we sitting in the back seat, and she just yeah 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 yeah. And her mama, and we looking at each other like she crazy. Like her mama is different. I was so scared of my mother. I used to have bad dreams. I could never. Girl, listen. Like I said, I tried her, but not with the talking back. When I was a teenager, my biggest thing was wanting to stay out too late or running behind boys. And she hated that because her thing was she didn't want me to get pregnant. She didn't want me to get pregnant in high school. And so her thing was, you running behind these boys. I don't know what you out here doing. But I wasn't doing anything. But she just was like, I'm not happy with this. You're gonna stop this. Not Angel. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna suffer the consequences and suffer I did because that day she knocked me through that closet and snatched me back out of it. Y'all, I was so scared because she had never hit me like that. And I was terrified. I was terrified because I mean, and then made me fix the closet door. Like, how you gonna knock me through something and then make me fix it? Hey, James, welcome. Thank you for coming. Yeah, she knocked me through it and made me fix it. And I was like, oh man. And then she told me, and that phone better not ring. And I'm like, what? I can't use the phone, but it better not ring. Well, how am I gonna tell people not to call me? Like, I don't even know what to do. I was so scared. I understand how kids should, but it was always such a delight when somebody would tell me how when they ran into my son somewhere how respectful and courteous they were. Yeah, I liked hearing that as well because that let me know that I was doing something right. Cause it's hard being a parent. Like I said before, it's hard. It's not easy, and you hope that they learn the good things that you try to teach them at home, and that they go out there in public and act like they got some sense. Because I never wanted somebody to come back and tell me, "Ooh, your sons are so disrespectful. I seen your son at such and such place, and he was cussing up a storm and acting a whole fool." I never wanted anybody to come back and tell me that. I never wanted anybody to come back and tell me, "Oh, I saw Simeon and he was doing this, this, and that, and I told him to stop and he cussed me out." I didn't want that. I did not want that. So yeah, I get what you're saying. And that's just like I said, you can instill things in them and it doesn't, and it may not stick. Sometimes things don't stick with kids. You could be what you think is the best parent and they still go out there and do stuff they're not supposed to do, but you just hope that something that you tried to teach them stuck with them. And I just think nowadays we're letting the internet raise our kids more than we're raising our kids. And I'm not judging. I'm just saying, just from what I see. And I feel like these kids are seeing more than they need to see. And not only that, these teachers and stuff are online posting stories about how they were on a Zoom class and the kids and the parents was in the background doing all kind of stupid stuff just with the shenanigans. They was really with it. And it's like, that's how embarrassing for your kid that you know the camera is on and people can see you and you back there acting a whole fool. Your kid's teacher have to make a decision on if they want to report you or not. That's not a why put people in that position to have to decide, well, do I report them or don't I report them? Because don't nobody want to make you lose your kids, but you doing all kind of stuff that you shouldn't be doing. You know that camera is on your kid, and it's silly. It's like, grow up, like really grow up. and then want to get mad at the kids when they act up. But look how you acting. And your kids' class and teacher should not see y'all fighting in the background while y'all kid is learning. What are y'all doing? Like, take it outside. Y'all need to argue, go outside. Your kid, the kids' class don't need to hear y'all arguing. Like, that's ignorant. It is crazy. But that's the kind of stuff that's happening. Like the lady posted, it was on Facebook. The lady was like, I just wish the parents would realize that when the camera is on, we can see the kid and their surroundings, not just the kid. We see everything. So your kid is learning and you walking around in your nightgown and the whole classroom can see through your gown. Or the kid's daddy get up in their boxers, the whole classroom just seeing your daddy in their boxers. You causing your kids to get made fun of because you don't want to act right. And you know that camera is on. So I don't know. The kids have a hard time these days. I just feel like it's so much to make life that much harder for them. And they really are, like I said, they being exposed to too much. They seeing and hearing too much. Because people have sent me stuff and I just be like, what? What is, let me watch this again. And then you watch it again and you like, wow, that's embarrassing. Why would you do that? You know they can see you. That's like they tell us on Zoom meetings when we're on different Zoom meetings and stuff. Make sure that if you are not presentable, turn your camera off. Turn your camera off. Good night, everyone. My bad. It's my bad time. Good night, TT. Thank you for coming. I'm getting ready to get off. I'm finna shut it down. I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down. But y'all, thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me. I know it's late for y'all, and I'm sorry that I'm off a little later than I usually be. I don't usually go live too late. I try not to anyways, but like I said, I'm gonna try to go live every day. I think tomorrow I'm gonna shoot for like 6 o'clock. I'm gonna try to shoot for 6 o'clock. That's 6 o'clock my time. So it's, what is that? 8 o'clock Central and 9 o'clock Eastern. So that ain't too awfully late. So because I don't want to cut into nobody's sleep time. Because we all need our beauty sleep. I don't be playing about my sleep. But thank y'all so much for coming to hang out with me. I didn't write names down, so I'm not gonna try to remember everybody's name because I work today, so my brain is fried, a little bit fried out. But I do appreciate all of y'all for coming and hanging out with me, giving me something to do, because this is the most adult interaction that I ever have, because it is what it is. But y'all have a good night, and I will see y'all tomorrow in these YouTube streets.